Oh, let's see. Dear Black Dragon, I've got a bit of a problem I thought you may be able to help me with. There is a white dominant one percenter club about 50 miles from us, and the black dominant is about 6 hours away from us in the same state. Wouldn't it be easier to just go to the white dominant to get our blessing? Is there any need to go to the black dominant when the white dominant is so close? Even though we are a black club and we ride on the black biker set, does it even matter what dominant we go to? Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV. And we would like to thank you all for once again tuning in to us from wherever it is that you happen to be in the world. This is our segment called Five Things You Should Know, and tonight's question really boils down to which color dominant should I go to for my blessing, the white dominant or the black dominant? And so these are the five things you should know. First of all, number one, in the United States of America, motorcycle clubs operate on segregated biker sets. It is what it is. These segregated biker sets are separated by race and color, kind of like the prison yard. So that's the first thing to know. That in America, the biker sets are divided most often by race. There are white one percenters, black one percenters, Hispanic one percenters, and others. They typically rule over the color of the MC set that they most closely look like in terms of skin color. Um, some folks will be upset about that or whatever the case may be. It just is what it is. So if you're on the black biker set, you go to the black one percenter to get your blessing. If you ride on the white motorcycle club set, then you go to the white dominant or whichever dominant that most closely matches the skin color closest to yours. And in the case of a multi-race motorcycle club like the Mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, uh, you go to the dominant that most closely matches the race of the majority of your members. Uh, so why is this done? So we're on thing number 4 now. Why is this done? Because there is a built-in protection against negative race relations kinds of problems that can occur on the motorcycle club set. So it is best to closely be associated with a dominant that looks like you in case you need them to represent you in any of those kinds of racial matters. And it does happen on the biker set, and it happens often. So uh, the problem comes if you have failed to show respect to the correct MC when starting your new motorcycle club in the beginning when you're getting your blessing. So it is nearly impossible to go running to them for help when you've gotten into trouble if you haven't done the things you're supposed to do in the beginning, such as running to a black one percenter MC after you've run afoul of the white one percenter MCs, but you didn't go to the black MCs to get your blessings. So at that point, you're gonna kind of have a problem like being told to go jump in a lake. So it's proper and it's appropriate to show the proper respect to the proper group when you're getting started based on the proper race. Okay, so let's see. Let me scroll down here. So for those of you who are getting blessings through coalitions, there are coalitions out there that give blessings. And a lot of times they're run by race as well. There are black coalitions for black clubs that run on the black set, white coalitions for white clubs that run on the white set. Oftentimes we call that this side of the fence or that side of the fence. And Hispanic, so forth and so on. So let me see. So if you're going to a coalition, you go to the coalition that most closely matches your skin color. For everyone else, uh, it's the same thing. Now, in some territories, they will tell you if you like go to a white dominant, you're a black club, A lot of times the white dominant will tell you, yeah, we don't handle that. You need to go over here and talk to those guys, and vice versa. The black dominant will tell you the same thing. So it's gotten, as time has spread out, it's gotten to where these guys have worked these things out between them, and they already know where you should go. So sometimes you might fall into a town, not know a lot about what you're doing. You might go up to the white dominant, and they direct you to the black dominant, where you get your blessing, or you might go to the black dominant and they send you to the white dominant where you might get your blessing. When you have mixed clubs, sometimes it can be a little bit kind of tricky, and typically they are going to look to see how many of what color you have, and you'll find that you might fall under you might have a black president but 20 white boys and one brother. Well, um, might find that you're being run by the white dominant or any such a thing like that, and it comes down to race. That's just what it comes down to. So, uh, yeah, okay, okay, I got that. So that's 4 and number 5. Now, for everything I tell you, there's always, going to be a different kind of way that something went down. So this is not to say that black clubs haven't been blessed by white clubs and white clubs haven't been blessed by black clubs. It's not to say that. Especially if you're an older club like mine, and there was a time when you didn't have the spread of all these clubs. Clubs had areas. So, for instance, you might have gone to a state that didn't have any black clubs in it for a while, for many, many years, and then you could have been blessed by anything. But as clubs are spreading out, they're dividing territories among one another, the dominants, so that each dominant is getting its fair representation of the area, so forth and so on. So there is every kind of flavor that's out there, but for new clubs coming in, and those are the ones that most often get in touch with me, for new clubs coming in and for clubs that are trying to spread your clubs out across the country, this is how it's going now. Who's to say how it's going to be going in several years? But this is how it's going now. So this sort of thing changes around. And what it has come to now is that there's been a proliferation of clubs across these United States, dominant clubs. They're not territorialized, if that's a word, like they used to be. They're everywhere. So you might not have, for instance, a black dominant on any part of the state except up in the northwest corner. There they are. Well, they get a whole state. So if you were on the Black MC set, you would go up to them first, as I said in the other 4 things up there. In some instances, a black or a white dominant might split up a territory, and they're going to uh, bless the clubs by that territory. It still is appropriate to go to the black dominant first, because then they would take you to that white dominant, but you would be prepared when you went there because you'd be going through that side. They'd have you ready, they'd have you prepared. So when they brought you over to this side, or vice versa, everything would be squared away. So it's still always appropriate to go to the color that most closely represents you first. So for the guy who sent me this question, and the question really was, does it matter if we go to the dominant that's closest to us, but they're a different color than the set we ride on? Take your butt on your motorcycle, ride 6 hours across the state, and go meet up with the dominant that you're supposed to meet up with, and let them guide you from there. That's how you should do that. Now, number 6. Now for the bonus thing of the 5 things, for those of you who have stayed around until the end of this video. So just because you went across the state to get your blessing from that dominant and everything worked and you got blessed in, that doesn't mean that you won't have to spend time building a relationship with this dominant that's 10 miles down the street. You're still operating in their territory, in their backyard, and they're going to want to know who you are, and they're going to want to have some sort of relationship with you so that they can account for who's operating in their area. So you may have to deal with more than one dominant and more than one blessing. These kinds of things are happening nowadays. A good video of mine to watch is how many dominant blessings does an MC need, or something like that. That's what it's named. So we delve into that a little bit more deeper in that video. So those are the 5 things to know about which color you should go to get your blessing. And for those of you who are screaming at the top of your lungs by now that you will ride where you want to ride, and no one tells you what to ride or where to ride or what to wear, and no one blesses you or your MC and all of that stuff, please trust and believe. I have no desire to talk you into doing anything un-American. So do what you please. This video was obviously not made for you. So you go do your thing and what works for you and how you please. It's that easy. It's that simple. I don't even want to hear you in my comments. I know I will, but I wish I could say this and get you out of my comments. If I'm teaching an un-American way for you that doesn't work for your, slice of American pie, then take your American ass on, go on, and do whatever it is that you do. And stay out of my comment section. I wonder if that's going to work. So you do your thing and you do your American thing, and I'm good with you. Now, for those of you who did find this video helpful in the comment section, don't forget to share it, like, and subscribe. And we'd like to thank you for tuning in and tell you to get skinny.